Tonight from Washington, a major political moment. President Donald Trump delivered his first State of the Union address of his second term before a joint session of Congress. It was a speech filled with bold claims, sharp contrasts, and strong warnings, especially on Iran, inflation, and America's global role. But the night didn't end there. Democrats fired back with a rebuttal that sharply criticized the president's policies and direction. So what exactly did Trump say? What were the biggest announcements? And how are both parties shaping the political battlefield for 2026? Let's break it all down. President Trump began with confidence. He declared that America is back, stronger than ever. He highlighted what he called a historic economic comeback during the first year of his second term. Supporters in the chamber applauded repeatedly. Republicans stood. Democrats largely remained seated. The tone was clear from the start. This was not just a speech about policy. It was a political message to the nation. One of the biggest focuses was inflation. Trump claimed his administration has lowered energy costs, reduced regulations, brought back manufacturing jobs, pressured the Federal Reserve to maintain stability. He pointed to falling gas prices and new factory investments across Midwest states. He also defended his tariff strategy, arguing that trade pressure on China and other nations has strengthened American workers. However, critics argue tariffs could increase consumer prices long-term. Trump insisted, America will never again be taken advantage of. This remains a defining pillar of his economic strategy. The strongest moment of the night came during foreign policy. Trump said he prefers diplomacy with Iran, but issued a clear warning. The United States will never allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. That line received loud applause from Republicans. He emphasized strengthening military readiness, expanding sanctions if necessary, keeping all options on the table. At the same time, he said he wants negotiation, not war. He also mentioned ongoing ceasefire discussions involving Gaza and Israel, saying the U.S. is pushing for stability while protecting allies. On Ukraine and global conflicts, Trump reiterated his promise to end endless wars. Whether that means troop withdrawals or negotiated settlements remains unclear. Trump referenced a recent Supreme Court decision regarding tariffs. He praised the court for what he described as upholding executive trade authority. Though he did not go into deep legal detail, the message was clear. His administration views the ruling as validation of its trade strategy. This may pave the way for additional trade actions in the coming months. Immigration was another central issue. Trump claimed illegal border crossings have significantly declined. He credited stricter enforcement, expanded border patrol presence, agreements with neighboring countries. He again called for stronger legislation to secure the border permanently. Democrats, however, argue that humanitarian concerns and asylum protections must remain a priority. The divide remained sharp. After the president's speech, the Democratic response painted a very different picture. The rebuttal speaker criticized Trump's economic claims, arguing, inflation relief has been uneven. Tariffs risk hurting middle-class families. Foreign policy rhetoric increases global tensions. Democrats also expressed concern about executive power expansion and warned against isolating allies. They framed the speech as divisive rather than unifying. While Republicans celebrated the address as strong leadership, Democrats described it as political theater. The contrast could not have been clearer. So what does this mean politically? This State of the Union was more than a policy update. It was a roadmap for the 2026 political cycle. Trump is positioning himself as tough on trade, tough on borders, tough on Iran, focused on economic nationalism. Democrats are positioning themselves as protectors of global alliances, defenders of middle-class protections, advocates for balanced executive power. The battle lines are officially drawn. Tonight's address showed one thing clearly. America's political divide remains strong, and the 2026 debate is just beginning. Strong promises, strong warnings, strong reactions. We'll continue tracking every development. If you want clear breakdowns of major U.S. political events, subscribe and stay informed. This has been your full State of the Union coverage.